Welcome
Hi,
back,
everybody.
people. Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
You want to do your own?
Yeah, nah, you go ahead. I'm still getting used to this
I
whole
don't know. It's just like
scenario.
doing a no-host Oscars. Look what happens when they do that. Okay. All right.
Nobody gets slapped here.
Yeah. At least physically. It's episode 53 of Find Music. There it is. And our newest member, Jim Babwe, he is very knowledgeable, and he's going to give you some real insight today that you might find very useful. Okay, Jim, take it away.
Useful, I don't know. Useful, maybe a trip into the past. Useful for a little time travel. And I went and collected a group of just really interesting guitar players and musicians that I found on YouTube for this week. And the first one, not in any particular order, but I just put him first here. Jimi Hendrix, with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, playing Red House. Now, you could probably play the song in your head. You know exactly what it sounds like. This is a recording that was made in 1969. It's pretty long. It's 12 minutes, 11 seconds long. And there's the web address right there in the chat room. Right there. So I also tried to figure out a one-word description for each one of these musicians' websites, the live numbers that I listened to, watched. And the one that I picked for this one was bluesy, but you have to spell it like this, BLLOOOOOSY, because it's really bluesy. Really bluesy. Okay, now the second one we got here is I didn't like AC/DC a long time ago, but the older I get, the more fun they are. And Angus Young is such a character. This is going to tax anybody's ability to attend, to pay attention to a long guitar solo. It lasts 19 minutes and 14 seconds. It was made in August of 1991, and it's AC/DC doing a cover of Jailbreak by
Wow.
who?
Jailbreak, is that the one by Thin Lizzy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. So there's the web address there, and the one word description that I chose for this one was stamina. Stamina. Now the next one, I of the people who I know that love music, I don't think anybody's missed this one, and that's Prince at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004 when he does the solo in "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." It's just
yeah.
a spectacular example of what a great guitar player Prince was. The one word description that I chose, actually I kind of fudged a little. I made it a hyphenated word, so I would just say heart-wrenching. It's just very emotive. It's a great solo. And the weird part about it is at the end of the solo, he throws his guitar back over his head, and I don't know who caught it. You know, somebody caught it because you don't hear a crash, but that's pretty well coordinated right there. You know.
You know the word I would use for that video, because I've seen it.
Word?
Red.
Yeah. Fred?
Red. Yeah, he wears a.
Oh yeah,
red
the
polo.
red hat. Yeah. That's
Red
the trick.
guitar.
Yeah, that's right. And to see Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne and Steve Winwood, and I think George Harrison's son is in there.
Donnie. Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure. But I think
You're right.
he is.
He's playing acoustic. He's not doing anything too important.
Yeah. And now we have one of my favorites, and this was a favorite of mine because it annoyed the shit out of my parents. And that's Frank Zappa. His version of Stinkfoot, I don't know when it was recorded. It's a 4 minute and 14 second song, and it's got some really cool stop action animation in it. You know,
Oh, okay.
Gumby style. You know, but it's a lot more sophisticated, and it kind of segues out of Frank Zappa playing live into an animation claymation of his fingers on the fretboard, and then it goes from there, and it's really interesting. Plus, it's, you know, a pretty interesting story. You know, some of us need a little extra foot powder now and then.
It's only 4 minutes. That sounds pretty painless.
Yeah, it is. It's and I'm a big Frank Zappa fan. I got to see him twice. I got to see him at the Claremont Colleges at the Little Bridges Auditorium with Captain Beefheart, who spent most of the show painting on stage when he was playing the harmonica. And then I got to see him at the Santa Monica Civic a long time ago. With the opening act was somebody who I had never heard of, and I don't think very many people in the audience had ever heard of him either. This guy named Tom Waits.
Wow.
What?
And he came out and played The Piano Has Been Drinking. And, at the time, I had no idea what to think of that. It was just really different from anything I'd ever heard before. I mean, it was 1975, I think. 1975, right around 74, 75. Same time as the album, the Roxy and Elsewhere album came out.
Okay.
Okay, so that was Frank Zappa. Now we got somebody we talked about last week. And this is who I had in mind when I was the video that I had in mind when I was talking about Neil Young last week, and that's "Rocket in the Free World," recorded in 2009. I think it was in Britain, and it's 11 minutes and 41 seconds long. And the word that I picked for this one was just freaking manic. I mean, he just goes off the rails, and I kind of like that. I like a lot, not kind of. I very much like it when a musician can just go onto these incredible tangents and then bring it back. And the last verse of the song is really a treat to watch. So I'm not going to wreck it for you. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to be a spoiler on that one. So Neil Young, "Rockin' in the Free World," a great cut, great video. He looks like a crazy man. And he just looks like he's out of his freaking mind. And
In every one of his videos.
There's a difference between a musician who knows how to play music and somebody who tries to be funny or tries to go off on those kinds of tangents and just can't pull it off. But Neil Young, he's experienced in that.
Did you see that one where he plays with Led Zeppelin?
No, I didn't.
Check it out.
I will have to check it out.
Neil Young and Led Zeppelin.
Man, that's something.
Wow.
That'd be something. I got to see them at the San Diego Sports Arena one time. We had driven down from L.A., and it was so loud that I couldn't even tell what song it was for a little while. We got in a little late, but that's had to do with the concrete acoustics in the place. Not exactly the best, Okay, so there's the website there's the YouTube website for Neil Young, "Rockin' in the Free World," 2009. Next one is just really a fun one. Gary Clark Jr., who I've grown to like a lot. He recorded this, I don't know exactly when he recorded this, but it's a version of Catfish Blues. And he pulls this kid out of the audience. He says that the kid had been holding up a sign that said it was his 18th birthday. And the kid comes up on stage and he just rips it up. He just does a great job. So I don't really think it was as spontaneous as they wanted it to look, because this kid just rips. I mean, he's just really good. So that was fun. Plus, I like Gary Clark Jr. And the dialogue between them and the audience support for Jeff was really a fun thing to see. That's 10 minutes and 6 seconds long. And then the final one I have.
Can I ask you what year
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that?
yeah. Go ahead.
Gene Clark,
Yeah.
what year was that video?
I don't know. I didn't even write it down in my.
Because it
so
sounds
I don't know.
like the Foo Fighters stole that idea because they do that constantly. They're bringing up somebody from
Do
the
they?
audience at their concerts. So I just wondered who had the idea first. That's all.
Bobby McFerrin used to do it a long time ago when he did his, his a cappella stuff. He would bring somebody up and have him make noises,
Wow.
while he was doing his thing.
Okay.
And then the next one is the same thing. Next one is a similar situation. Oh wait, the one-word description. The Zappa one, I didn't give you a one-word description. I'd say impossible. And then the Gary Clark Jr., I'd say just incredible. And I'd have to add planned, but that's 2 words, and that's okay. It just seemed to me that it wasn't as spontaneous as it was meant to look. The next one, where are we here? We got one more. Gotta get my mouse down there. There we go. Make that visible here. There we go. Oh, no, there's 2 more. Buddy Guy, who's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. I've worked at the Blues Festival in Dana Point, and it's just Buddy Guy played at one of those, and he's just incredible. I mean, he must be 180 years old, but the guy can really play still, So during this video, you'll see that he is brought up an 8-year-old kid named Quinn Sullivan, who is still playing music. I'm not sure when this recording was made, but it's just a blues jam. And I'll tell you what, you go, this is impossible. There's no way that kid could be playing guitar, but you know what? He is, and he's 8 years old. So you got to check that one out. The word I picked for this one was gifted. I mean, um, Quinn Sullivan is still making music. He's still playing the blues. Um, I thought about bringing a Joe Bonamassa uh, guitar piece to this, but I decided, Buddy Guy, Quinn Sullivan, that's pretty cool. That's good enough. And then the last one, um, have you ever heard of a woman named Tosh Sultana? Tosh Sultana.
Oh,
I'm glad if you haven't, because this makes me feel good. I like turning people on to new music that they haven't heard before, and you got to listen to this artist. She is an artist in every sense of the word. She does a solo show with assists from a variety of different synthesizers that she surrounds herself with. This particular recording, song is called Jungle, made in 2016, 7 minutes, 54 seconds long. Apparently it's made in her living room at her house, or someplace where she's living, or someplace where somebody let her play in the living room. I mean, in the middle of about 1/3 of the way through the video, you see a dog, walking past the situation. So it's not staged or anything like that. It's not overdubbed. It's just a really remarkable piece of music from a really, really remarkable artist. And I talked to my daughter who lives in Denver this morning because Tosh Sultana is scheduled to play in concert at Red Rocks near Denver. And I said to my daughter, I said, hey, let's go in June. It's June 14th, I think. Yeah, June 14th. Uh-huh. Wait, July 24th, sorry. She's playing in Pomona at the Fox Theater on July 24th. She's playing at Red Rocks in June. I said, well, let's go to the concert. My daughter goes, yeah, let's go. I'd never heard of her, but let's go. So while we were talking on the phone, I pull up the ticket prices and stuff. And I've decided that I would rather take her out to breakfast 8 days in a row than pay $221 for a concert ticket for one concert ticket. I mean, to me, that's just incredible. I mean, she's good, but eating is better in some ways. So the word that I chose, the one-word description I chose for her is obsessive, because I think in order to coordinate the multiple instruments that she's coordinating and to play guitar and sing at the same time, she's got to be obsessed about her music. And I love seeing artists that are obsessed with quality and the performance of their art. So that's it for me today.
Mm. Cool.
I'm almost speechless on that one.
how
right.
do you spell that woman's name?
TASH. New word, SULTANA, and it's in the chat along with the website address where you can watch that video. She does some other videos where she's doing her performances in the street, busking. It's just awesome. Really awesome. It's always encouraging to me. I don't know about you guys. I get encouraged by seeing young people just kick butt, with what they're doing. They obviously love what they're doing, and they turn out great performances and stuff. I was going to say younger than me, but almost everybody is these days. You go to a public place now, I'm older than half the people there. So to make myself feel better, I'll go to like Soup Plantation,
Welcome to the club. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say, man? See, that's the old thing catching on there. The School of Rock. Those are some talented young people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I got to see them at the at UCLA. Let's see, it was Keith Urban at UCLA. It was the Grammy Foundation, different group, but same idea, where they had a bunch of young people on the stage that performed with Keith Urban. And I thought I wasn't excited about going. My girlfriend says, hey, let's go to this concert. She had the tickets already. Oh, Keith Urban, isn't he a country artist? Something like that. And I wasn't that excited, but then we went, and that guy rocks. He's a great guitar player, and he's just very engaging. I was really glad that we went, and the kids that played behind him were awesome too.
Okay. I got to wrap up this episode very quickly here. Boom.